What up guys, it is Justice here, and a different sort of video here today. I'm actually going to go through the updates that came this week on Monday, the patches, primarily focusing on the Runecrafting update, which is absolutely crazy. Like the experience now which you can gain, all I'm going to say is in before nerf. Now, this is now officially more experience per hour than Runespan. Runespan is around 90 to 130k XP per hour. I think 130k is like at the top end when you're like hunting the yellow wizards as well, I think. But as a whole, this XP per hour, you're going to be amazed with the experience. I was actually getting up to 200k XP per hour, and I'll take you through the method that I was using to get up to 200k XP per hour in this video. But also, I've got here in this video me using the Abyssal Lurker, which requires a lower summoning level. I've also, requires a 62 summoning level, that is. I'm also using the method of using the Abyssal Titan, which requires 93 summoning. So I've got two different XP rates there per hour for anyone who does have a lower summoning level. Now, the method I was using was quite simple. Going back to the day when I used to runecraft this method. Now, I'm sure there's even more efficient ways of doing this. Now, I'm just an average runecrafter. I haven't runecrafted in months, and this is the method which I was using. So if you guys have any more efficient methods of runecrafting, comment down below and help each other out. Now, to start off, I was using the small pouch, the medium, large, giant, and the massive pouch. And the massive pouch you can purchase with runecrafting points from the Runespan minigame, which is of course over near the Wizard's Tower. You can teleport there with the Wicked Hood. Now, depending on where you are in the game, what you've completed in the game, you may get various different boosts to gain extra runes, but I've took that out of consideration in terms of the base XP here. Now, it probably is closer to 190k per hour realistically, because you're not going to get it on every game tick, and also your pouches are going to degrade. Now, the amount of blood runes that I managed to obtain per run did vary a little bit, but that's due to different boosts in the game, which I'll explain later on, because I just basically worked it out with my pure essence build and my XP tracker in the top right hand corner. Now, with the pouches, I was also using an Abyssal Titan, and the Abyssal Titan requires 93 summoning, and this can hold up to 20 pure essence. With this, I was also equipping the demonic skull, which you can see in the bottom right hand corner, which is equipped. When I go into the wilderness, a demonic skull appears on the top of my head. This alerts PKs that I do have that on me, and that if I get killed, they will receive a 550k loot or 500k loot. It costs 550k to purchase from the Red Wizard, the Zaros Wizard, North, level 7 Wildy above Edgeville. I was using charged glories to teleport back into Edgeville. A ring of dueling or a max cape helps, just in case you do forget to re-get a new glory, in case the charges run out, and you can still get quick bank access. I was also using presets, so I set up a preset with my pouches in my inventory where I would press number 1 and that would reset my invent with pure essence, filling my invent with the pouches. I would then right click fill, because you can right click and fill your pouches now whilst your bank interface is open. And I also had a preset set up for my familiar, so then I'd instantly, after pressing 2, my Abyssal Titan would instantly be filled up with 20 pure essence. Also, to make your runs quicker via the Abyss, as soon as you hop over the wilderness wall, use Surge straight off the bat. Then if there's a skeleton next to the Zaros Wizard, you can also have Barge on. Make sure you've got a melee weapon equipped. I was just using my Kera's weapon, because why not? And I would attack or target a skeleton next to the Zaros Wizard. I would then press 2 to Barge. That would go instantly then next to that skeleton, and then I'd right click and teleport with the Zaros Wizard into the Abyss. The blood altar, as I was making blood runes, is on the west side of the Abyss once you get through the obstacles. So essentially, just for figures, I managed to make 7,096 blood runes within the hour. Again, lots of extra runes made there. I used up 5,620 pure essence within the hour, and when I times that by 3.5 times with a blood rune experience, that gave me 206k experience. Now, when I was tracking it for the 15 minutes on the screen for the Abyssal Titan, I got around 50k, 50,600 XP or something within that 15 minutes, so it does match up. Now, I recorded 15-minute segments and re-rolled it about 4 times, also got 2 mates to re-roll it, and we all got around the same XP. It varied between 190 to 200k. Now, that's in 15 minutes. You've got to take into consideration the repairing of the pouches, so if you put that into it as well, you are looking at more closely to 190. There might be even more efficient methods of doing this, but all I'm going to say is that the XP per hour now is a lot better than it used to be, 3.5 times better whilst wearing the demonic skull, which is just insane. definitely worth doing this now if you don't mind the click intensity for the extra experience gains. And what you've also got to consider is the money that you're making per hour. Now, the net profit I was making per hour approximately with blood runes was around 3 mil profit per hour. If I was using the Abyssal Lurker, it was about 2.6 mil profit per hour, and also the experience per hour with the Abyssal Lurker that does not require as high summoning level for the Abyssal Titan is around 174k XP an hour. That's what I was getting there, and that was compared with a few other mates as well who were also doing this method, so I could make sure that the workings were right and accurate. So yeah, it's just crazy, the experience now. Definitely go and check this out for yourself, and it's now a good alternative for training up your runecrafting, and runecrafting with an actual purpose now, which is just fantastic. Due to the raids as well, I know blood runes personally are being used up a lot more by myself, because if I'm being the mage role within Yakamaru fight now to stun the jellyfish with ice barrage, a lot of blood runes are being used right now in the game for that, and I am going through a lot personally. I had like a few thousand the other day, now I have 0 again, so I am going through a lot more blood runes than I used to due to ice barrage being more useful now because of the Yakamaru mechanics. That also links to ranged DPSers who are taking heal other runes that include blood runes. Now, you will find you will be creating more blood runes depending on the gear and the different things you've completed in the game than the essence that you're using up. There's a few reasons for that. Firstly, whilst wearing the Mauritania legs, you have a chance of runecrafting more blood runes. That is, medium, hard, or elite legs give a 10% chance for a second blood rune per essence. Another reward that a lot of people may have looked over, if you've completed the Hero's Welcome quest, you have the ability to produce 5% more runes when runecrafting. Now, all of these percentages are going to influence your money making per hour, and that's why I was able to make 3 mil per hour. That's due to the actual 5% increase from the Hero's Welcome quest, maybe a few other bonuses, also whilst wearing the Wicked Hood. But that's without the Mauritania legs as well, which gives that 10% chance of getting a second blood rune out of one pure essence, which is just awesome. And that's where you're going to get your extra money making gains whilst training up your runecrafting level. You never know, this might be a good alternative even if you're going for 120 runecrafting. Pretty certain you could make a serious amount of money with this method if you're hauling in the XP. Now, these prices are from today. Now, when this method gets out there more often, there's going to be more runes coming into the game again due to more rune crafters. That's going to affect the economy and it's going to affect the prices, so there's no guarantee it's going to stay like 3 mil an hour. Also, be careful right now, there is a glitch with the Abyssal Titan at least. It didn't glitch out when I was using the Abyssal Lurker pouch. The Abyssal Titan, every so often, when you go into your bank and try and use the preset on it, or even try and load it up with any pure essence, it'll say that your familiar right now is unable to take any of the pure essence. I thought it was just getting tired with me, but no, it is actually a game glitch. But all you need to do is lobby and re-log in, and it should sort it out temporarily. So on the same day, I decided to go and check out any other patches that happened that day, one of which was the changes to Nex. And Nex has been changed so many times, I don't know why they don't just leave it. It has been changed so many times over the years, and they are trying to recreate it to keep it in tune with the modern Runescape. But yeah, it has been changed once again, and this happened. Whoa, I'm gonna die, I'm not even in the fight. RIP. So yeah, that was a bit of a shock, and I almost died before even getting into the next battle. But yeah, just use freedom and that won't happen. But I guess this is the stun ability now that has been added to Nex. This is a great way to show it, but it isn't ideal because I'm not even in the actual fight. So this is a bug which is known to the JMods, and they will be fixing it probably by next Monday. Near-death experience there before even reaching the next battle. Now, one of the main changes is that whilst you're in the ice phase, once you get prisoned, you now no longer can DPS Next whilst in the prison, but I was still able to DPS the minions whilst in the prison. This may now encourage different Next solo tactics whilst in the ice phase. You may want to use barricade more often to conserve your food, knowing that you may have to tank 3 prisons throughout this phase rather than 2. You might also want to try dead shot before the ice prison, but I'm not quite sure whether this is worth it, because you are still damaging Next then whilst you're prison, but then you come out of the prison with very low adrenaline. Now, if you're one who likes to walk Next in Zaros phase, you can get stunned now. As you will see on the screen right now, when you do get stunned, you need to use freedom as soon as possible, otherwise the stun will stay there for quite a while, and then you can just walk Next again or DPS. Every time she stuns you, you will get hit twice, and this damage is increased if you don't use freedom. And just one last thing before I go, there's this little dude which I want to show you guys, Kra Jr. There's a chance that you can scavenge this whilst in the Nemi Forest in Mazcab. It is a Beastmaster minion. It's a rare spawn in the Nemi Forest. When you go in the forest, you'll be accompanied with a message of "you hear a howling in the distance." All players within the forest in that world at the time will get that message. It's the first person to get to the pet and then interact with Kra Jr. for Kra Jr. to be claimed as their own. Now, I'm not sure what the facts are with the drop rate on this, but I've heard from the guy who had it there in the Max Guild that there's a chance of 1 spawning per world per week. Now, I'm not sure how accurate that drop rate is, but I would also like to get my hands on that pet or the little Tuzzy pet, which is actually a drop from Beastmaster himself. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. If you found any of this content useful or if you just enjoyed the video in general, I really do appreciate that. I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Happy raiding, good luck on your PVM trips, and take care.